between masculine versus alpha, and I think there's like a difference in that in the way that some parts of society are portraying masculine, and it falls under masculine behavior, but it's beta to society for a man, like family men, super daddy dads that are like super with their daughters doing lots of early activities. And
Is
but
that
they're-
masculine?
Well, like masculine in the essence that they're providing for their family, and like the
Is that
survival.
masculine? Is providing for your family masculine?
I think that is it.
Why?
Is it?
Why do you think so?
I think the woman is the part of protecting the family, the woman, the child, and so that part's masculine, but not so, but feminine to society, because the weak guy compared to other manly alpha activities
Because he's like, what?
like compared to activities that you do.
Right.
And not even activities, but states of mind that you achieve, the way that you even think outside of the box and review everything outside of just even this dimension, even just to know, like all of your knowledge with cosmic disclosure, your science, your logic, your ethics, like that type of, that's all box. But the society is really only just pursuing this one quality, and I think like a lot of women are falling for that.
Which is what quality?
The providing for the family.
Providing for the family.
Like
And-
good dads.
That's interesting. So what is good dad?
What is the
Because good dad is good dad providing for the family. Is that all good dad is? And is providing for the family a good dad?
That I think, or the.
What do you
society
think?
thinks?
I don't,
Yeah,
because you don't know what society thinks.
Well,
Society is not even a thing that thinks.
I think a good dad is the one that creates order
Where?
in the household, in the woman's mind, and in the child's life. If you know,
Okay,
if it was a dad, if there was a
Okay.
child involved.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then, all right.
And then I think that if he was to also be a good man to God, I think that in addition to being like just a good dad, you would still have to like fulfill the alpha roles that you do. And then so what I'm saying is like I think that the good dads that are seemingly masculine are like failing to fulfill their duty to like the higher purpose of masculinity,
Which is what?
which is just to be fully aware of what's going on in this world, so that when like earlier in that video, the person was saying like when things hit the fan, like we go back to our normal gender roles, and like the men would have to step up. Like let's say if there was a war or something was going on, like there wouldn't have to be a lot of brain power, a lot of bravery, courage, and the ability to like not, like all of these people, when there's natural disasters, men go into chaos, they start robbing things, they're hurting other people, they're not like for the benefit of the whole world, like making it better. And I think that's because there's a lack of that alpha ethic that you have.
Do you
that
think
speak
alpha
about.
ethic is making the world better?
Yeah.
I don't think that's alpha.
Really?
No.
Wow.
I think alpha and beta and whatever else they do, like sigma and omega and all these other dumb shit. The alpha and beta is from the mating code.
Mhm.
And so I think that, may go up to a third dynamic where you have like group, maybe. It's definitely second dynamic, family. And so I think it's on a sexual level, are you alpha or beta? And the world is not the concern of the alpha. The nation is not the concern of the alpha. What's the alpha is his own concern. And so what he does for that would better for himself, you could call it selfishness or even like to a toxic level. But it's not that every selfish person out there is alpha. They may be alpha over their little dominion to some extent, if you would call it, but alpha is relative to things. So if there's not a beta, then are you really alpha? If there's no one following, are you really a leader? And
That makes me change like my feelings, I guess, about it then a little bit.
Yeah, and it's interesting that, masculinity, I could see how it would be separated into like seducer, provider, if you want to call that alpha, beta, and it's fluid, it's not solid. So a man could become more provider or become more out, like, so it's not that he is that, it's not like a genetic thing, it's like you can't change. It's a behavior, set of behaviors that is contextual, but like even being a provider, I think it's not, I think that is masculine, and it's more in how you're doing it and what levels of attachment you have to outcomes. What are you trying to control in this situation? Is the family, let's say a man may be providing for his the children and the I don't want to even say wife, but like the mother of the children providing, but is that mother being obedient to the man, compliant or not? So if she's not, does he still provide? Because if he does, then he's hella beta.
But what if she is?
If she is fully obedient to him, then I don't think it's beta to be providing for your, because that would make sense in the code of things. You could be alpha. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're alpha if you do that. Just on that scenario, if she's fully obedient to you.
Right, that's what.
Which over time, and it could be a very short amount of time, she's going to stop being obedient to the man if he's not alpha. And
so what makes them that then?
What makes him what? Alpha? That
in the world, other than just providing for the family.
His relationship with God is senior to any other relationship and all of the relationships, more than his relationship to mom or dad, to any woman, to his kids, to any cause. His relationship to truth and God takes precedence. And if he does that, then he'll act in ways that are not pulled by sex, by money, by this or that. And so, because that's what the beta male does. Beta male chases money. Beta male chases women. Beta male chases his wife around to try to get her to obey him. The alpha male leaves her. Leaves the kid. Fuck the kid. Alpha male goes and makes another kid. If she's not obedient, you take the kid. The kid will find me when he's 18. I'm done with that kid. I'm not going to try to raise, it's your kid too. I made a mistake by, giving you my kid because I didn't have standards to have you be fully obedient and compliant and give me everything before I even considered you a candidate to have my kid. I was beta because I was with you tolerating toxic feminine behavior because I was a sex addict and I wanted
keep saying that.
I wanted the sex. That's what guys do. That's why guys compromise themselves. They stay in beta relationships because that guy was chasing that girl around because he's beta, because he wanted the sex. And it's actually, to him, he would rather compromise his dignity that he's not even aware of and be with that woman and follow her around for the sex versus not have sex and go find a better situation.
Yeah,
because
makes a lot of sense.
Because I'll bet he doesn't sleep on the floor. He doesn't count his macros. He doesn't wake up at 5:45 every day. He's undisciplined. He's soft. He seeks comfort. He sleeps in a bed. He eats what he wants.
Oh, it's so weird to even imagine.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Who is present on Zoom? A couple guys here on Zoom, Instagram. We're live on YouTube also. So let's click record and talk about this. The party, because we also have the talent scout, aka the, what was it, communications executive? The comm exec. Okay. Welcome everyone to Enlightened Masculinity podcast. I'm your host, Yogi Chris, PhD, founder of Ninth Limb Yoga. This is a podcast about red pilling and masculinity, spirituality, enlightenment. It's all in the title, Enlightened Masculinity. I'm the captain of IMC Nation. I live here at IMC Base 1, San Jose, where I live with the founder of IMC AZD. We're streaming right now to one of our Instagram accounts that's part of IMC Nation that we post clips there. We're also streaming to the Stoic Temple YouTube channel, one of the YouTube channels that so much great content there, lots of party highlight videos and things. which brings me to today's subject, which is the alpha, are you alpha, or the alpha beta party that we just did the first rendition of. We've done, I don't know how many of these parties, like 16 or 17 of these parties. And most of them all but one, I think, hired a bunch of girls that are pretty, that can conversate, they have good charisma. They're going to come in, they're interacting in a kind of reality situation where they're fed some script, they're dialoguing with these guys, there's maybe rotations, everybody looks good, we have private venues, whatever. It's fantastic, really. The dialogue, the fed script is amazing. Everybody has a great time. The girls, the guys, the cameraman has produced some great content. There's a lot of great results that have come out of it. Girls get model contracts, guys have gotten relationships. There's lots of video product that have been out there that is enlightening the world, really the world of men. Because if we're going to change the world, it's going to change through men. And yeah, it'll change through women, but women are influenced by men. And if they're influenced by women, they go feminist route. They go that route. They go shit. Like if they're influenced by women in the positive route, it's because that woman is influenced by man. It's a man leading the way. Masculinity leads. That's what masculinity does. And what's up, Beauty and Melnick? So we have the next party coming up, which is going to be bigger, and it's going to be pay-per-view, which is like, you know, if you watch the UFC fight, you pay whatever $50 for it. It's like 3 or 4 hours. You watch it, you don't get the recording, but you could show up live, and it's very entertaining. You won't really, I don't know how much you'll learn from watching the UFC. You'll learn a lot from watching Are You Alpha Party. What happens is basically like last time, 3 top models are sitting in the front row. AZD, he's kind of emceeing it. There's some male contestants, videographer, audience. Videographer's getting great shots and everything. Everything's captured. Some questions are fed to the girls that are asking the contestants, and the contestants are answering. This is the structure of the previous party. It's not how all of the 12.5 parties before that were. It was an evolution. It's all built up to this. So it's tight, it's organized, and there's a lot of value that comes from it when you see examples and hear examples. Like we're at Boba Tea or whatever, and the girl is walking in front of the guy, but it just passed right by. You didn't notice it. I pointed out. When you point it out, it's like, oh, shaved head. Oh, and you notice things. And it's like at the Are You Alpha Party, you don't notice things until it's pointed out. And then when you have live audience and everybody knows what they're looking for, a lot gets pointed out to people. They don't notice those things about themselves, the girls and the guys. So how it was, you might even have the audience members that are like heckling the contestants when they say something beta, and you hear the audience like heckle them beta, and you know, maybe even some praise, and everybody gets to see that. And if somebody disagrees, they can disagree. You'll hear somebody say, no, like, and so you get a kind of mastermind effect where everybody's looking at this from a similar angle with the similar lens. They all have their own perspectives, but it's we're all looking at it from this like alpha beta dichotomy or whatever, and analyzing everybody's answers, comparing and contrasting the contestants because they're right next to each other, so you hear and see it. And very educational for everybody. I know it really educates the girls because alpha, beta, they're living life when they're not there as a model. I know it's influencing, and they're going to spread the word to all their model friends and everything. And then the guys, I mean, when you become clear on it, you don't want to go back the other way. There's a definite energy and feeling that you experience, not like an emotional feeling, but almost like the feeling when you get the math problem right versus if you're not sure. That's like the difference between alpha and beta. Alpha, you know, even if you're wrong, you got confidence. You know, if you were confident about your answer, even if you were wrong. And then there's the beta guy that's like right, but is unsure. Beta. Okay. So how this will happen, a bunch of guys come to San Jose on June 23rd, 24th, 25th, that weekend. It's the weekend of the Chosen Camp, which is the advanced training camp, super advanced. You know, we have Midday Gospel, then we have the Origins Camp, which is the basic structure, how to become self-disciplined. And then we have the advanced camp this month. It's called Chosen. So part of the Chosen Camp is this Are You Alpha Party. It's possible to just attend the party. You don't have to be part of the camp because you have to be chosen to be part of the camp. You need a special invitation. You have to have passed some prerequisites to do that level 2 advanced camp. But for the party, which is the Saturday evening, you could just come to San Jose and be part of it. You can be part of it as a contestant, which you get personal feedback. You get to be in the fire. You're practicing. Of course, everybody looks good. You'll get a lot of instructions for it. It's like showing up to a TV set, like Dr. Phil or something. And then there's audience members, which is you're in the act, you're right next to the action. You're seeing it. You're part of the energy. You contribute. You may even be called upon because the models get like special tickets where they can ask different people. You know, it's a game show. And of course, mingling with the IMC guys. And this time we'll actually have models in the audience also, so that it'll be a mixed audience. The reactions are genuine, just like any reality TV show. There's some genuine, sincere responses to things, but they are fed some situations, scenes, maybe a little bit of dialogue, and then they improv off of that. They live off of that, and it makes sense for what the show is. It's like those kind of situations. So yes, there are hired models. Yes, everybody is, but that's just what it is. It won't take away from the reality of the reactions of something. Now, you'll also learn there will be a distinction, a very valuable distinction, to notice the difference when someone's faking it or not, when they're disgenuine or not. You'll see it in the girls and the guys. You'll be able to tell when the model is stiff and just like doing what she thinks she's. That's why we run auditions. It's not like you just pick up any whore off the street. You fucking audition her. She goes through it and she knows how to act. And that's really, really great. That's a really great situation for the guys, because a lot of the guys, they don't have experience. Like, you're a good woman. You're a good woman with me. I don't know if you know that, but like, but probably because when you're not with me, you're chaos.
No way.
Like, you spend 6-8 hours with me or whatever a week, and like during that time, it's so much. It all makes sense. It all falls in line. And then, but I'll tell you, with me, you're a good woman. Like, you don't give me, like, you're obedient. You obey me. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about me saying that?
I feel good about that.
Right. Good. Are you sure?
Yeah.
You nervous of accepting that frame?
No, I'm proud.
Good. That makes her a good woman with me.
Yeah.
She obeys me. Most guys, IMC guys, are already above other guys. Like, I made this video in the Telegram group today that basically guys like to think they have game. And I'm not over here saying I'm like world's best pickup artist. I have whatever game that I have, and it makes sense. Kat, do you think I have game?
You have game with me for sure.
Definitely with her for sure, because what would she know about other what I got with going on with other girls? She doesn't see it. So if you didn't think I had game with other girls, then you might think that you're getting fooled. Maybe I'm just fooling you. There's nobody else. Only you got duped. Okay. That see, there's some great answer coming back at me, because the answer should have been yes. But if the answer's not yes, which I just wanted a genuine answer, then it's not good enough. So I'm not here saying that I got like some stellar game. What I'm saying is I never will follow a woman. That's what an alpha is. An alpha never follows a woman. And it's different than I go to the yoga class and she's saying arms up and I go arms up. I'm not internally following her, looking at her like guru. I'm not looking for you to decide where we're going to eat, although I'll give you some options, or I allow you to decide, but that's me letting you decide.
Yeah.
I decide. Yeah. If you choose something I don't like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't follow a woman. And
the other night with the light.
Right. So a lot of guys, I mean, okay, so here's what I'm saying. I made this video for the Telegram group. You know what, something I was noticed about the Instagram audience, this new Instagram, there's like 1,100 new followers on this account.
Wow.
And I've messaged, you know, maybe a couple hundred of them. And a lot of guys think they have game.
Oh.
Like, let's say I just bring up, you know, have you ever looked into game or pickup? Because they're kind of new. They're just watching clips of my teacher and some posts that I'll make. And, you know, I'm just giving them reality. I'm trying to get reality with them. They followed the page probably because they liked the clip, whatever was said in it.
Yeah.
You know, but there's an array of things that we share. And a lot of things, the most taboo things we don't share because that would censor, you know, somebody complains or whatever. So it's pretty it's not necessarily watered down, but it is the most acceptable
Yeah.
red pill bombs that we're sharing.
First.
And so they're following. So they're following the account. But now I need to steer them down the straight line so they know what this really is. And now how am I going to transfer what this really is in a conversation? So I kind of cut to the chase on a few subjects. One of them, the fastest one that I found is just game and pickup. Like, have you heard of game and pickup? Are you aware of game and pickup? That's not what we're doing. It's an element of what we do because it's part of our beingness. We're players. So we understand if you approach a woman directly, that you're forcing her into making a decision if she's interested in you or not right then. Versus indirectly, she doesn't know. So she's social, and it gives you a lot more time to display your value before she makes a judgment. She'll allow your presence a lot longer if she doesn't think you're hitting on her. Think a girl with a boyfriend, but they don't have boundaries like what you have with me. They're out. They may not accept a man that's like flirting with them like directly, but will entertain the company of guys. I mean, I see these girls. Not all of them are necessarily like loose. They don't have boundaries put on them, and so they're acting like they're friends. They're in that social interaction of 30 or 45 minutes. There's a lot that I can upload to this girl about my responses to life, my demeanor, my tribe, my movement, my decision making about whatever we're talking about or whatever she overhears or she sees. There's a lot there. So game is indirect, and game would translate. I think game is life. So it's great if somebody has street pickup and they can go and talk to a girl. It's not that difficult to just approach. It shocks women, so they don't. A lot of women aren't prepared for you to just approach them in the street, especially if you have any confidence about you. Now, 9s and 10s are going to be a little bit. You rarely find 9s and 10s just walking on the street because they would get approached like that. So, I mean, that's why street pickup, you're not going to get the best girls, but you will get a bunch of girls that'll sleep with you because women are loose in the world. If they entertain you after you approach them directly like that, then you got high chances. But that's not the best for building your reputation in a community. So it kind of cuts your feet out from under you or whatever, if you're really trying to build a lifestyle versus if you're just trying to chase sex. If you want to get some quick sex, go on street approach and pick up, and you could get it. Like if I was just on Union, if I was just approaching girls on Union, just give me a week and I'll meet someone that is down. I'll maybe ruin my rep a little bit because then I'll be that guy. But before, that's going to be out of 8 or 9 out of the 10 girls will think that. But 1 out of 10 is ready. And she would just do it. It doesn't mean like right then. It's okay. So game goes beyond that because indirect game turns into a longer seduction. And then seduction, how you seduce a woman is like what you see me do is I use my relationship to seduce new women. Yeah. Do you see how she's improving? Do you see what she looks like? Do you see how happy she is? Do you see what kind of direction she has? Do you see what she's got going on for herself? Do you see her confidence? Do you see how she speaks? Like, you think she was like that? So it behooves me, if I want to seduce quality women, to already have seduced a woman longer. So that's game. It's all part of game, but a lot of people will refer to game as just the pickup part of it. Can you go to nightclubs? Can you go to bars? Can you pick up girls on the street? It's like when you see how unsuccessful all of them are at relationships, you will really have a bad flavor in your mind about game. That game doesn't really help men or whatever. It helps boys get sex or whatever. And that diminishes, I think, what game is. Game is strategy and strategy of life, and life includes reproduction or this mating agenda, and so that's game. And guys in IMC so guys on Instagram, they think they have game. So I bring up like, do you know about game or pickup? Have you heard of game or pickup? And they'll say yes or no. A lot of I've heard it more than a few times. I got game. But I look through their Instagram and I study with the top player on the planet. And I've been in this organization for 8 years. And I'm interacting in a mastermind with dozens, plural, dozens of other men who are entrepreneurs that make good money. They have connections that dude, they're built. They got a lot going for them. And you can tell somewhat from a man's Instagram if he gets women, if he gets laid. You can tell if he gets laid. What is he posting about? How does he talk? Is he a space cadet all out there? Is he monotone? Is he talking about a really dorky monotone subject, monochromatic subject? Is he entertaining her? Like, I've interacted with so many women. I've hired so many women, and that's not even including all my yoga days. If I was a woman, would I be attracted to that? I've learned to trust my judgment on that. I may be wrong 1 out of 100, but these guys don't have game.
Yeah.
They're not getting girls. They are like the guy that's following the girl but doesn't want to go get another girl.
Yeah.
He's sleeping in a bed. He's eating ice cream. He's comfortable. These guys, they're comfortable at their level of game. That's why they think they have game, because that's, if they had to admit that they don't have game, then they would have to admit, why aren't you pursuing better game?
Yeah.
But so they shortcut that and say, I don't need to pursue, I don't need to learn because I already got game. Where's your game? Show me. What is that your game? No, I just don't take Instagram serious. Well, why are you watching my stories and on it then? What are you doing? Wasting, you're not alpha if you're wasting your life on a platform that you're not contributing any of your energy to. You're seeking something. So I can tell girls wouldn't go for that. So, and so the IMC guys are better than them. They have better Instagrams, better skills. They know what to look out for when a girl is interested. They know how to tell. That's game. That's good pickup. Good pickup is being able to tell when a girl is interested in you and then what to do with that interest.
Yeah.
That's, see, in the beginning, I learned pickup to get sex.
Yeah.
And I thought I could make a girl interested in me. And in some ways it would break through maybe barriers of perception where she wasn't noticing me. So I could be louder, or I could just approach her so she noticed me, but I may violate other things, may violate the environment, may violate her friend, may violate's a strong word. We use it in social dynamics, but it's like, almost out etiquette, a little unetiquette and whatever. And so I would compromise those bigger effects, or I would compromise those more indirect effects for the sake of the direct thing. And so I made a reputation for myself. And now I realize, this is a realization of the last week or two, that I want to master pickup. I like the theory of pickup. I like the strategy and information of pickup, so that I know how to guide a woman that has interest in me, just from going from strangers to whatever, because it's been shown. Like, for example, if a woman has interest in me, that doesn't mean I expect interest in having sex with her. That would be way too soon. You get that? That would be, if she's just interested, like, what does that mean, interested? What?
Is it like just automatically, if just any old woman is just interested in you, even, or just like you would have to be interested in her first, or just like any woman that's interested in you, and then you're learning pickup so you can guide that woman to being with you. And so, like,
Is that a real question? Are you asking me if I would fuck like ugly bitches that I'm learning pickup, so I fuck ugly? Is that what you're asking? I'm trying to understand if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Is that a real question?
You weren't being specific. I just want to make sure.
Is that a doubt in your mind? Like, why are you bringing that up?
Well, it's not, but
Have I scarred you because I fucked a fat bitch here and there? Are you resentful that I fucked a bitch that was so much uglier than you?
I'm not resentful. I'm just checking.
Checking what?
Like what you feel about it now.
Feel about what?
Everything.
That's a lot. That's a big question. What do you mean exactly?
Just, I get the answer now. The answer is no. You would have to be interested, and there's qualifications and.
Okay, look. So on just the surface, I am probably interested in many, many more women than are interested in me, because on the surface, I just see them. Do they look good enough? Yes, that's all. That's all I need to know. Okay. Now, knowing that, I am not interested in interacting with a woman who's not interested in me. So I can admit that, yes, the form, the figure, I can imagine how soft it is and how everything it is. I'm not interested in chasing a woman that's not interested in me. And I'm not going to chase a woman that's interested in me, but pursue. There's a difference between pursue and chase. And the pursuit is very minimal investment, but I think about it, I do it. Like, so understanding how to use a woman's interest in me to seduce her, to pick her up, because her interest in me, she has so I have interest in a woman right when I see her. It's like the initial pang of like, I see what she is. okay, I'm attracted to her or not. Her attraction to me happens equally as fast also. It just doesn't mean for her that she's ready to have sex with me. That when a woman is attracted to a man right away, it's not like, okay, I would go to bed with this guy. That's not what she's thinking. The guy is thinking that. The guy is literally that's why I was telling the jujitsu guys and on my friends and everything. I was thinking that when a girl shows up to jujitsu or a girl ever showed up to wrestling, I didn't ever think, how good is she? Ever. Not once did I ever think how good of a wrestler or jujitsu fighter she is. I only ever thought, would I do her? That was the only thought I had about it. I jujitsu'd a girl today. She was there. Big tits. Huge. Not a fat girl, but she was like 19 or something. Just a baby. It's fucking absurd. And then when I went in to take a shower, I heard the sensei and her talking about she's going to Barcelona school, this or that. He was totally beta about it. Like, oh, that's impressive, this or that. It's like, that's not fucking impressive. What the fuck are you doing going to Barcelona to go to school? Do you know anybody there? Why are you going there? Are you so miserable with your life here? What are you running away from, dumb bitch? Just waste your life. I hope you lose yourself over there. Get the fuck out of this country, sloppy hoe. You stupid. Why the fuck are you pursuing an education in Barcelona? That's smart. Yeah, just waste yourself. Just throw yourself in a dumpster. That'd be a more interesting story to me. How this girl threw herself into a garbage shredder. That would be a much more interesting story than how she fucking is going to Barcelona for school or whatever. A waste of life. Okay, so that's a man's initial reaction, her attraction. Now, what do you do with that? The man, if he thinks that she's interested in him in that way, too often just gives it all up, gives it away all his interests. He's ready to commit. He's ready to marry her even, like some guys. And that's not good game. You need to milk that. You need to demonstrate. That's just the beginning. You need to demonstrate more so that she really wants it. Demonstrate more so she really wants it. Then tell her why her. Why is she special? Why do you see something different in her? What's unique about her that you like that's unique about her? Not just you're a rock star and you have 1,000 women that want to be with you and okay, you, and you, and you. And there's no qualification of her. She wants to feel qualified to be in your life, but only after she's very interested in you. She doesn't want to be qualified before she's interested. A lot of guys try to qualify a girl before they're even that interested. So then you got to build a lot of comfort with a girl. A lot of comfort. She's got to feel so comfortable with you in this location, that location, in your car, over here, her house, your house, everywhere. Just comfortable. She can't get uncomfortable being anywhere with you. That would be the ideal situation. That anywhere you and her go, she's comfortable because you're there. Then seduction. That's the order of things. So you don't even get sexual until she's comfortable with you everywhere. And you don't even worry about making her comfortable until she's attracted to you and you demonstrate your attraction to her by qualifying her. That's where you give standards like, one of the basic easy ones, this is going to sound ridiculous, but it would be like, do you like to give massages? It's like, no, I mean, I'm good at it, but like, I see, but if you were with a man, like, and you were in a relationship, do you like to massage your man? Like, I'm just curious, See, it's not a great qualifier, but if she played with that, if she was interested in me, she would go in that conversation. And if I found out that, yeah, I like studying face massage and pressure points and all of this, and I'm very affectionate with my man when I have a man. I'm single now, but qualified, hell yeah. Wow. Because I love receiving massage and I do a lot of jujitsu and this or that. And so that's me selling myself because you have something that, so that's a qualification or whatever. A qualification could be like, do you watch much TV? No, I hate TV. Right on. That's a qualifier. I don't want a bitch that watch CNN, Fox, any of that. Qualifier would be like, you vote Trump, who'd you vote for? I could literally qualify a girl like that. Comfort, seduction, this and that. Okay. So the guys think they have good game. The guys in IMC know that they don't have good game. Some of them still think they have good game, but they've seen better. A lot of guys, they just haven't seen better. So that's what I'm saying all of this for what I was trying to say, is that most guys, even in IMC, who are better than all of these guys on Instagram or whatever, most guys in IMC don't have the experience of a woman being obedient with them. That's not in their life history. They go backwards their whole time track. Never. It's never. like I remember the first time a woman called me sir. Not because I was so old, it was a girl I was talking to, and she on a text said, yeah, I don't remember who it was. I just remember there was a moment, and it's happened several times because I wasn't yet used to it just because it happened once. But a few times after that, it would happen. A girl would say, yes, sir. And it's like, oh, I feel good. Like,
why does it feel good?
feels respectful.
Really?
It feels like she's viewing me as her senior or as an authority,
Wow.
which is how I want to be seen to a woman that I like. I don't want her seeing herself as equal or looking down on me. She should look up. And over text, how do I know she's looking up to me? Respectful terms of endearment. That's one way for sure.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Mind blowing.
Why?
Because sir is the language that I use at work for like the last 8 years. For all
How would it come out?
no,
Let's not think 8 years. Let's just say the last year or two. How would it come out?
like what can I get for you, sir? Or like thank you, sir.
That's okay.
Like,
Yeah, that's okay.
that's why I can't say it to you. It's just so gross. Like
That's fine. Yes, you should have bigger words for me for sure.
Yeah.
That's because that is a professional thing to say at your workplace. And there's also a tonality. It's not like if you ever said it to me, let's say I said, do this or that, message all the models and tell them the audition is 16th and 23rd. Yes, sir. I think if you ever said that, I would just hear it as it wouldn't be necessarily high pitched, but it would definitely be feminine. It's compliant and obedient. Like if let's say at the restaurant someone says, will you get me extra rolls? And you say, yes, sir. You could, it's like the alpha beta. It's what does it mean to you?
Yeah.
It's not inappropriate language. It could be misinterpreted by the guy or whatever. There are even probably better ways to say that. So instead of saying yes, sir, be like, yes, of course.
Yeah, that's my
right?
other go-to.
So
sir is only for like have a good night, sir, or like
sir it doesn't have to be romantic or sexual, because
Yeah,
if you
no,
met
that's
Donald
what I
Trump,
thought.
you
I
would
thought
say
that.
sir. If you
Yeah.
met Elon Musk, it would be sir. Like
Yeah.
and so I'm just saying that the first times that a girl that I was talking to said yes, sir, I was like, oh, that feels good. And that starts down the path of an obedient, compliant woman that's respectful, that is submissive to you, that like, I didn't know what that was like at age 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Like, when did I start experiencing that? And now I'm at this level. And so I know guys don't have an experience of, like, I'm in a mastermind. I know they don't have an experience of a girl like you, how you are with me. And it should be known that I'm totally willing to let that go. Like, it's the truth. Like, I still think I would move faster, stronger, with more freedom without any anchors on me. Even if our anchor is like, can teleport and it has anti-gravity on it. And, you know what I mean? But it is this thing, because we check in daily. There's these messages, there's some responsibility. If you're going through something, like I'm there, I'm in the mix about it. I'm not totally detached, where it's just like no concern. And maybe that's beta behavior. Who knows? Like, that's too much investment. And so that's where I keep, but you know what? It is also leadership and guidance, because as I create separation where it's your responsibility and my responsibility, and that's not my responsibility, and I create that discernment, you grow, you take responsibility, and that's my leadership, and that's masculinity. So the alpha beta party, this stream, well, I mean, it's going to be streamed. So, and it's very cheap for the stream. So it's like 4-hour pay-per-view, and you'll watch it. It's going to blow your mind. A guy watching that, I mean, a girl too, but we're not selling it to girls. I mean, they could buy, I guess. But a guy watching that, you'll learn so much. Not only will you get great material to dialogue with women about, but you'll hear all kinds of a spectrum of answers, beta, alpha, and everything in between. You'll see the girls' reactions. You'll hear the audience. It's just going to keep giving you this discernment, because in the world today, where are you going to see anything like this? You're not going to see it on The Bachelor. You're not going to see it on any programs, any Gaia TV, any TV show. It's all feminized. Men are so weak. Yeah, whatever. So weak. You just see super betas everywhere. That's all it is. It's the only that's what I'm saying. Guys don't have a reference of an obedient woman. Girls and guys don't have reference for alpha dialogue, for alpha behavior, for alpha answers to questions like, where would we go on our first big vacation? I don't take vacations. I love my life. Men in the world hate their life. And Oh, I'm gonna end Instagram, guys. So you guys should join the Zoom. Guys in the world, they're chasing women. That's why they go on vacation. And they hate their life. They hate their jobs. They don't like their environment. That's why they go on vacation. That's why they go on vacation. That's so beta. I love my life. I don't need to go anywhere to chase women. Why would I go on vacation anywhere? Because I want to see some dirt. I want to jump in some water. Am I too cold here? Am I too hot here? Like, why do I need to go on vacation so that I can have some vacation food and overpay for it? Like, so I can come back poorer? What am I going on vacation for? I need to be entertained because my life, it doesn't entertain me enough. It's so beta. And women are beta. That's why women do that shit. I didn't hit that. Give me that.
Other women can go on vacation with women? No.
Women can do whatever they want. I'm saying that the feminine energy is chasing money, is chasing pleasure, is chasing senses, is chasing comfort. That's because she gives birth to the kid. She's supposed to be comfortable and safe and well-fed and everything. So left to their own devices, women do that shit. And men who are beta are chasing that. They're emulating their moms, behaving like women, going on vacation.
Wow.
And women that are going on vacation don't have an alpha man. If they did, they wouldn't be going on vacation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what women do. It's feminine behavior.
Yeah.
But it's, you're feminine also, and you're not going on vacation because you have an alpha lead. So it's the same thing between alpha beta. They're both masculinity, expressions of masculinity. Yeah. And beta, I think, is actually, it's on a spectrum, would be feminized masculinity. It's like, it's got a bunch of feminine things in there that it's being mistaken as masculine because a male with a penis and testicles is behaving that way. And so it's thought of as masculine because a man is doing it. That doesn't make it masculine. Because there are men who dress up in wigs and outfits and wear makeup and go to drag. Is that masculine because a man's doing it? Yes, no?
No. They're trying to be women.
So there's nothing masculine about that.
No.
But there are things that they maybe are behaving in ways that are masculine. Like you could tell it's a drag because of how they carry their hips, how they swing their shoulders. You could tell it's a man because they walk masculine. There's a masculine walk. Sometimes you'll mistake a woman as a man because she does jujitsu and she walks all stiff and she walks like a man. You know what I'm saying? Or a man is walking like a woman. Look, he has bitch hips. You ever see
Yes, the gay men at my work walk that way.
Okay.
It's very weird.
So it's feminine, right?
Yeah.
So what a reference.
Wow.
Yeah, this pay-per-view event is going to be incredible and so educational, so enlightening for everybody, young and old. I should tell it to my dad. Honestly, I'm going to send him a link. I'm going to say, hey, you should watch this. That's going to be great. Oh man, I would love my dad to watch it. I wonder what he would think. Everybody should watch it. My mom, everybody in the world should watch these.
My mom would watch it.
Yeah. Okay, are there any questions or thoughts on that? We're still streaming to the YouTube actually also, so I might end that. Okay, people on YouTube should have joined the stream.